Good afternoon, Muskegon.
Good afternoon.
This is Tony Williams.
And Chauncey Williams. What do I do now? Your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success.
All right, Chauncey, we made it through the month of March. Yeah,
we marched on
March
through.
Is over.
March 31st. Spring break will be in effect for me. I'm just going to kick back and relax and hang back. Some kid inbox me like, you going to work out or something? I'll say, by myself. I'm going to relax and do some business stuff.
You're going to do a little kid break. You're going to take a break from the kids, man.
Yeah, so sometimes you got to unplug. I know families can't do that. We sending your kids back to you.
Okay, that's right. I got to – you can't send them nowhere else for a week.
Yeah, they can't drop them off in front of the school. Can't see something about teaching in the grocery store. You gotta take your kid with you.
Okay, then only for a week.
Yeah, it's only for a week.
And I imagine some might have plans to go out of town. Go spring break, vacationing or whatever.
Yeah, so it's a good thing. Kids are good anyway. I just wanted to have some fun, but you know how it is.
Yeah, you need a little downtime, man. You need downtime when you get through with your schedule of basketball, the daily grind in the school, your business. Yeah. It's like. You got to do it, man. You got to recharge your batteries, Chauncey.
That's right. That's what I feel like I'm ready to kick back. But yeah, you done hit me with some interesting stuff. I know we talked last week talking about you want to come and do some insurance. Like, whoa. So you showed me some deep things that I haven't really thought about, but I've been taught as a kid on how to deal with. So I'm looking at it now like, wow, I'm glad I was given knowledge beforehand.
So you'll be ahead of the curve.
Yep. I was listening to Jim Rohn this morning. He was saying, he said, it's good to be inspiring, but he said if you inspire a fool, they're going to keep on doing the same thing in a bigger way. He said it's good to acquire knowledge first.
Right.
Then I can inspire you.
Okay.
So get the education first, then inspire. So by being on here with you've given me another set of education of eyes that I can see like, I'm glad I went about things where I'm going right now because it could be a lot different.
Yeah, it could be a disastrous situation, and this insurance game is it is a serious game if you don't make the right decisions. Last week I had planned to talk about life insurance and the preparations and getting ready to part of your financial planning. But some things took place this week in the office that I felt compelled to talk about because I think the situation was probably not isolated. I think there's a lot of folks out there that could be put in the same situation, and it may turn out even worse. So, and it's dealing with the no-fault insurance laws in Michigan.
Okay. What's the situation?
Well, in Michigan, the law says that you must have no-fault insurance. Okay, no-fault insurance covers property damage and personal liability. Okay, and most insurance agencies, and I've watched them come into my office with the various proposals from other companies, and they're just giving these people 20/40. By that I mean you get $20,000 in coverage from the insurance company in the event that you're negligent in an automobile accident. So this particular customer, when she first came to my office, that's what she wanted. And I said, no way. You need to go somewhere else because I don't sell that kind of insurance. You're going to have minimum of $100,000, $300,000 in coverage in the event there's an accident, you're at fault. I don't want to have a conversation where why didn't you cover me properly? So my reputation, my integrity is worth more than trying to just get one person in my office to purchase a policy that I think is not the right kind of policy. So to give you the rest of the story, this customer called me a couple days ago, said that her car had been in an accident. Her son was driving the vehicle, ran a stop sign.
You're not her agent, though, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I wrote her a policy, but I wrote it the way I write them.
Okay.
I didn't give her what she asked for.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I gave her the $100,000, $300,000. So she called the other day and said her son had been in an accident, ran a stop sign, and the individual's in really bad shape, fighting for their life. Mm-hmm. So knowing what the cost of insurance is for medical, this is going to be one tremendous bill. Hopefully, this individual pulls through, and we're not dealing with with a death claim.
Moral hazard.
Yeah. So how it works is that individual, if he had insurance, it's going to pay whatever his limits were. Just say if they were $100,000, his hospital bill is $200,000. Okay. His insurance company is going to cover the $100,000 that he's got, and then they're going to come after her insurance for the rest of it. Now, say for instance, I wrote that policy like she asked me to.
Okay.
She would have had $20,000 in coverage. Okay.
Just to offer the victim.
Right. Okay. Because what's going to happen is it's called subrogation. In the state of Michigan, what no fault says is that your insurance company takes care of you, my insurance company takes care of me, unless there's a situation where I've been gravely harmed, injured in the automobile accident, died, disfigured, dismembered.
Substitution and subrogation.
Now I can sue.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's an accident in the state of Michigan and there's just car injuries, just the car is just damaged, nobody's injured, then I can't sue you. Okay? I can't sue you. But if I'm injured, now I can sue you. Okay? So what's going to happen is this. If this we're going to use as an example, the hospital bill is going to be $200,000. His insurance company is going to cover basically the $200,000 technically, but they're going to turn around and come after her insurance company for actually the whole amount. But her insurance company is going to pay the $100,000, which it is, and if their insurance company wants to sue her, they can, because of the neglect of this individual running the stop sign.
Somebody running the stop sign without stopping. So it was an moral hazard. They just did what they.
It's negligent.
Yeah, it's just out of.
It's negligent.
It's out of morals. It's just you just did something, ran a stop sign against the law, and you almost killed somebody. Or you about to.
Yeah. So again, when you're riding around, and please, if you guys listen, if you hear me, look at your insurance policy. Find out what your limits of liability are. Okay, and it's right there on your policy. And it clearly says what your property damage limit is, bodily injury, personal protection insurance, which is normally up to $1 million. So chances are that part of the policy will kick in for the personal protection, property protection insurance, up to $1 million. It's not expensive. They're line items. And we got some examples that we're going to take a look at to show you what other folks is paying across the state of Michigan. But my main concern today is that make sure that everybody is aware of this component in their insurance policy that is called bodily injury liability. And most people got 20,000. One accident and you can be wiped out. Minimum should be 100 to 300. Property damage liability, minimum of 100,000, and you got the personal injury protection of $1 million. So, if you don't have those kinds of components in your policy, get them. They're very inexpensive. For 6 months, probably cost you $14. Okay, based on your credit score, driving history, all those kinds of things. But again, I just felt so compelled to share this information with our audience because, bad things do happen to good people. Because this customer is a good person.
Called life.
Work hard, do all the right things, want to do things the right way. Just didn't understand really what this insurance game is about, and that's my job. Is to make sure when you leave my office, you understand what you've purchased, the kind of protection you have. Because if you work every day and you're trying to build something for the future, you need to protect yourself in the event something like this happens. I read a statistic the other day, blew me away. I tell you what, I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna let Chauncey read it.
The hit and run.
No, here, start right there.
Okay. It says in cities such as Detroit, Pontiac, and Flint, where it's estimated that as many as 50% of drivers are driving cars uninsured, the numbers are substantially higher.
Is that incredible, man?
So that means if I'm a police officer and I see somebody in these cities, if I can flip a coin,
That's right,
and just be pulling people over just by flipping a coin. Like this coin is telling me that it's a chance that you might not have no insurance.
50%.
50.
One out of every 2 cars is uninsured.
So that's the reason to profile somebody too. Just because.
Okay, and trust me, they do.
Yeah, because it's right of responsibility for the insurance. You're like, oh, that's gonna be a big charge. It's a big ticket. This
right.
I know they don't have insurance in this area.
Because there's another component in your insurance policy that says underinsured and uninsured coverage, which says that if you are involved in an accident with one of these jokers that don't have insurance, at least you have it in your policy that you're going to be taken care of. Okay? So, in other words, they can't subrogate an individual that has no insurance. Okay? But yet you still got injuries and what have you, and you want to be compensated for it.
So then they'll come after them and sue them if they don't have no insurance. They hit you.
Yeah, you know, there's the laws for no insurance. They will lock you up. Okay, lock you up and fine you. Here it is. Here it says here the law. If you are convicted of driving without basic no-fault insurance, you may be fined up to $500, put in jail for 1 year, or both. You may also have the additional fees and costs pursuant to the 2003 Michigan Driver's Responsibility Law. So I think everybody heard about that. So you just don't want to have that happen to you, okay? And then it says, what happens if you drive without insurance and have an accident? If you own a car without no-fault insurance and have an accident, you can be sued, held personally liable, and you may have to pay a lawyer and court costs. If you are hurt in the accident, you will not be paid for medical expense, wage loss, loss of service, or any other no-fault benefits. So it is imperative that you bite the bullet and pay for this insurance. Because something were to happen, it's going to be ugly. I shared some examples, Chauncey, earlier about a customer I had that lives in Detroit.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. I thought you was trying to show me a Rolls Royce or something. That's what that insurance looked like.
So that's a part of this 50%, Chauncey.
Okay,
that's the 50%. If you got to
balance it out, then like basically, if a lot of people don't have insurance, they tax the people that need to get it.
Right. So this individual here that pays
$427.20
for 6 months
on one car, right?
That's one car, one vehicle. That was a 2014 Mazda we looked at.
Yep. So
they said, well, I'm not going to pay that. So what's the alternative? You drive without insurance.
Or drive with the little fake paper.
It's still out. It's still, if something happens.
Something happens, you don't have no insurance.
It's no insurance. So this is the dilemma that the folks in the Detroit metropolitan area faces is the fact that the insurance industry has basically turned their back on that segment of the population. They're saying, we don't want to insure the people in Detroit. There's a number of reasons why.
It's called redlining and zoning. You're like, nope, that area you cannot insure.
But everybody is doing it only because of the PIP fraud. We covered that some months back.
Yes.
Which is huge. It's huge. The amount of thefts, the amount of staged accidents. From a profitability standpoint, it's a bad area. You just can't make any money in that area as an insurance company. Because, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Making some dollars.
Making a profit.
But if you're charging somebody almost $4,000 for insurance, even though that's not the insurance company's fault, is somebody actually willing to pay this?
She has to. She's paying it.
$3,500 divided by 6. It's like almost $600 a month.
Yeah. That's drive a vehicle.
That's 2 cars. You can get 2 cars. This one made in 2014. With a decent credit score, you can get 2 cars and pay their insurance in Muskegon.
Yeah.
Every month.
Yeah, we had an example of these people got 2 brand new vehicles here, living in Muskegon area, and their bill is like $1,100. So that's less than $100 a month for full coverage on 2 brand new vehicles.
Man, that's crazy.
And really, again, that's what the industry has done. I talked to people, other agents in that area, and they said they just can't write them. If you're in that Detroit proper, they can't write their insurance.
$3,000. So you just did look at the comparison, because I think mine's close to like that.
Mm-hmm.
Every 6 months I'm paying like $7 or something.
Yeah.
Mine. But this one car.
One car, one person.
So you ride around in insurance that's worth more than the car.
Yep.
It's not even worth having a car then.
It's not. Not at that rate. I wouldn't.
Hell.
But, she's from the old school that said if she has a car, she's going to have insurance on it. She pays it every month. And we do, we shop her around. We try to help her out.
Try to lower it and see if it's better anywhere.
Well, through a network of friends, I'll send her policy over to some independents, other captive agents, just to see what we can do. And they can't touch it. Nope, can't touch it. So your credit score, like we talked before, that has something to do with it too. So you always want to make sure you keep that tightened up.
Like I'm looking at this policy right here. This is one with 6 cars on it.
Mm-hmm.
And every month I'm looking at the balance. It say, and this is all confidential. There's nobody's name, anything. $1,200 a month.
$1,200 full coverage on how many vehicles it was?
I think it said 6 vehicles. It was 6 vehicles, $1,200 a month, and they got the payment plan, the 6 pays.
Yeah.
So if you got that many cars,
it's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot of money you throwing at insurance. Unless you driving all them cars, you got them insured for somebody else.
That's potentially an issue.
But you could be in a lot of trouble though, can't you, if you do that?
Yeah. What'll happen is they can, possibly deny a claim if an individual does not live in your household and they find out it's titled in another person's name and a whole different address. Yeah, they can actually void that policy because that's considered fraud.
Yeah, because it's like when I remember people used to do this when we was younger. Like, and it's not getting off the subject, but it's kind of connected. Like Sprint had this thing where you can add so many friends to your bill.
Right.
You're like, all right, I got a Sprint Nextel. I got Nextel phone chirping. Remember those things?
Oh, yeah.
So you could have so many people on your line because you the one had the good credit. So everybody get on your line and everybody bill cheaper because they on your line. I don't know this particular client's situation, but it's 6 cars on there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's lifestyles of the rich and famous in Muskegon. You got 6 cars.
6 cars. And all full covered.
All of them fully covered. That seems like somebody else might be riding the vehicle.
Is that a red flag or what?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. But that's none of my business. Because 6 cars, okay. If it's 6 cars and my credit the best, everybody insurance only $200 a month. Just give me $200 a month. I can give you some cheaper insurance.
Yeah.
I put it all in my name. It's like family members and things like that. But it's like in the accident, like you said, the title is different, address is different, relationship is different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like for my car, all my drivers is on my insurance policy.
That's what it's supposed to be.
My wife's name and mine with the points.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you better not get no points. You're gonna be catching the cattle, whatever. You're gonna be catching the Max bus around the city.
Right. You don't want no points.
Yeah.
That goes to another story that says I had a lady tell me the other day that she had got stopped coming from Lansing, and the police officer did her a favor, wrote her a 5 over. Like I said, he didn't do you no favor.
No, it's still the points.
If he gonna do you a favor, he wouldn't have given you a ticket because it still shows up as a ticket when it comes to your insurance score. All right. So if the police officer try to play that game on you, telling you, well, you was 10 over or whatever, but I'm only going to write it 5 of them and give you a break. You tell him, if you really want to give me a break, don't give me a ticket, because the insurance industry does not look at the amount over per se versus the fact that I have a speeding ticket. So, and we know there's always this old story about they don't have quotas, right? That the police officers don't have a quota as to how many tickets they have to write. Well, let me tell you this.
You got to get some work done. You just can't be riding 8 hours and not doing nothing.
Everybody gets an evaluation,
That's
just
right.
like you do on your job.
Yep,
all
teachers,
right?
all that. Everybody do.
So when it's time for this police officer evaluation and the chief say, well, you know, it's kind of ironic you haven't wrote any tickets in the last 6 months.
Or the six, if you, like you said, if you're not, you don't supposed to have a quota if it's your whole career.
Right,
You ain't wrote
right.
it.
It may be an unwritten rule that you don't have a quota, but there's an expectation that during the course of an 8-hour or 12-hour shift, you mean to tell me you found nobody speeding?
Nobody.
Come on.
In areas where it's prone crime or half of people got insurance or, you know.
Right. There should be some citations. I don't care if it better be a parking ticket. It better be a certain citations you wrote in order for you to keep your job and to continue to get paid as a police officer.
You're exactly right.
So yeah, don't let them run that game on you. If they're going to give you a break, tell them not to give you a ticket.
Yep, that's the break.
Yeah, I'll slow down, officer. Just don't give me a ticket because it does affect your insurance rates.
And
it's like your credit score.
And it's worse. When you get tickets, it stay on your record longer.
3 years, it says that you actually charge 3 years, but they watch it for 5, okay? So when the underwriters do the algorithms for your premium, you get a charge for 3 years, but they can also just take a look at your past record. They may not charge you for it, but they can look at it and say, okay, they clean their record up. They haven't gotten any tickets for the last 3 years. But prior to that, they had gotten a whole bunch of them. So you're not charged for it, but it is viewed. And as long as, you show that, there's some change in behavior, some behavior modification as far as letting up off their gas pedal, they'll consider giving you a better rate.
Okay. So that's how it's done. So in the end, it comes down to the decision of a person, even after they do their equation and the computer does what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Actually, the underwriters build these algorithms, okay? Every once in a while, something extraordinary will come up. But for the most part, this stuff is all built in the fact that when you put that person's information into the system, you can actually generate a report, and you can actually show them their report. And the system will base their premium on that information provided and the algorithms that's used that's designed by underwriters.
Okay.
To determine what kind of rate you're going to get. So it's like here, when they look at this, this is the one from over and by the Detroit area. They look at that and they look, they know at some point in time there's going to be a claim.
Yeah. So like, and then looking here, it says home ownership and discount transfer. So like, what is that?
Transfer says that she was with someone else.
So she came over. And
She transferred.
Offer her a discount.
Yep, and she got a discount for being a homeowner. Okay, so those are some of the perks that you get when you move your policy. So, and again, we think that's a lot of money, but the lady has been with me for, I bet you 5 years.
Yeah, then it says accident forgiveness prevents one accident from impacting your premium.
Yeah, so in other words, that's a forgiveness. If you have an accident, they won't charge you. Well, I would hope not. I would hope not.
At $3,500, please. I'm driving like Miss Daisy.
Okay, I'm not getting the ticket, man. No.
Ride, put like at the bowling alley, put the bumpers on the car.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen. Ooh, I don't know. I couldn't depart with that. I was thinking about that today. I was looking at some things, like properties and things. I was like, man, I wish I would pay somebody $600 a month for some insurance. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what do I have to pay that much for insurance? Like, thank you, Lord, for mine not being where it's ridiculous like this. But
yeah,
it's people out there that's probably driving with no insurance or paying astronomical amounts like that because they got points, bad driving history, bad credit, and they keep on paying it. If they just go and say, all right, let me sit down, get a lower graded car, get my credit on track, keep my driving record, they'd be a lot cheaper.
It would be. I mean, and that to me says that I probably can't use public transportation 100% of the time, but at some point in time, I got to consider using public transportation because I'm not going to pay these kind of numbers every month.
And then even find it, because there's ways where you can even find if you use your work as a vehicle, as a work vehicle. Like I only drive 30 miles or 100 miles a week.
She's retired.
Yeah, and she's retired.
She's retired. Yeah.
So her pension money paying for this. And retirement and stock stuff. No.
Mm-hmm. Don't miss a payment. Has not missed a payment.
It's a good pension, I guess.
Okay.
That could be going to the grandkids, that right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. $600 could easily be your entire expense for all your insurance products.
Yep, house, life insurance,
car. Your homeowner's insurance, your life insurance, your auto insurance, possibly even investment money.
Yep.
$600 from a discretionary standpoint. And I don't
whole
think
life insurance, you can get 2 policies, then you got everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just all about just making sure that you're conscious of your scores, your numbers. Those numbers, they play an important role in your reputation.
Yes.
Like we live in a world today where they say numbers don't lie. They don't.
Mm-mm.
Numbers do not lie.
They don't.
In the end, when you come down to, like you say, the loan officer, the insurance agent looking at your broker, looking at your information, the DMV, it's so many things that control what we do based on our reputation. And if we can do something about it and make sure that we're not paying these astronomical amounts of money, it can make life a lot easier.
I don't get it, honestly. I don't. I really don't. I don't understand how people can part with money in this manner.
So easily.
Yeah. Very easy. And then the other factor to this whole insurance game is the young drivers. Okay,
they're the ones that I'm just going. I got approved.
The industry, industry's taking a whole different view, man, and they got statistics.
Of course,
they've done the case studies. Just like the guy a couple of years ago over, I think he was in Kennewood Hills, that started the campaign about no texting and driving, because his son, he lost his son in an accident because he was texting and driving. Unfortunately, I mean, you can just about be anywhere out. You be at a restaurant, you be at a basketball game, any kind of event, and you watch the young folks. It's like they are preoccupied with these telephones.
Yep. And if you see them when you go on the highway, they be
okay.
Cause I be in my truck and sometimes I'm looking down.
They're trying to hook up the text,
and then they playing that music, so they like
distracted driving.
They texting and they Bluetoothed and they everything.
Yeah, but the main thing is paying attention to where you're going, keeping your eyes on the road.
Yeah, but even like the cars, even they have the cars where the cars are Bluetooth, so that you can have your phone, and if you have the and that's an insurance discount too. If the car has that stuff in there, because like I know our car does, where my wife needed that too, because she be on her phone a lot, so she's able to just have a phone that she can talk through the speakers and everything around.
Right.
I made sure that happened for her.
Okay.
I've been in her when we had the charger. She used to always ride and be I'm like, you gonna get us killed.
Okay.
Get off the phone. So now she is able to do that. So that was a penny that I had to pay, but it's for safety for me. Looking at her like how foolish she is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a step. The Bluetooth is a step in the right direction, but they even found that, there's some downsides to that as well.
You might get to arguing on the phone with somebody in the car. You take your eye off the road. So like you said, it's always a discretionary thing. Like I did my homework on it. I was like, well, how would I approach it? I guess would I rather have this person be on the phone, playing with a piece or something, an earpiece or something fall out, or have them with the option where they can.
What about the phone? There was a situation where a kid got killed, phone fell up, and he was reaching for the phone.
He smashed.
Yeah.
He ran back into a semi truck.
Yep, sure did. That's what happened. I look at it like this, Chauncey. 20 years ago, what did we do?
Man, we ain't had nothing.
10 years ago almost.
I remember everybody's phone number.
Okay.
And if I had a cell phone, one of them big old ones like that phone right there, and I had to put it in a backpack, not in my pocket. And it had a long antenna on it.
And you just waited.
You waited.
You waited. You had to pull over to find a payphone.
Yeah.
You're not
Everything
driving.
can
You
wait.
have to go there. You have to get on that payphone to consummate your business.
Yep. Everything can wait. Not everything is set up like that.
Instantaneous, man.
Yep.
It's instant gratification. And it's cost people their lives, unfortunately. You know, I would hate to think that this individual son was distracted. I mean, people been blowing through stop signs for years.
But to say like you ran through a stop sign because you was looking at Facebook.
Okay? But trust me, if I had the data, the statistics over the last 10 years, I am willing to bet that there's a tremendous increase in the amount of people blowing through stop signs, red lights, because I've witnessed it.
I've seen it. I saw it today. Before I came here, I was on. I was coming down. Is that Laketon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that light right there, I stopped. Like, it's a stop sign. It's a red light. He went.
Gone.
Like he was texting.
You're just lucky that the traffic didn't actually take off right away.
Yeah, I see it all the time. I see it about once a week where somebody just drive through a red light. They just drive
Scary.
through.
It's scary, man.
Yep.
You know, that's why you have to drive very cautious. You know, even though the light turned green,
Yes, sir.
I am looking both ways before I pull into the intersection. Because like I say, we see it too frequently. So just some words of caution with these this no-fault insurance. You know, how we manage our driving skills. We sort of got off the path that we had planned for today. But again, I just felt compelled to have this discussion about the importance of having the right coverage in the event something happens. The old saying is, old folks say it's best to have it and don't need it than to need it and don't have it.
That's exactly right. You're exactly
So,
right.
Hopefully next week we can talk about some components of life insurance, alternatives to final expense planning, just kind of get back to the financial piece of our show.
Yeah, but no, this was a great golden nugget. I was just thinking about my insurance the other day, and like I'm paying off a vehicle, right? And I was like, oh, I'll be done with this. I'll have this excess amount of funds. And I was just thinking, man, my insurance probably could be a little bit cheaper because the vehicle will be older, but I'll still be able to have that same coverage. I won't have
If
a
you
lien
wanted
holder.
to, you can drop it down to the limited coverage. You know, we talked about that's not the broad form collision, but if it's an older vehicle,
But I want to keep my 100, 30, 100 though.
Right? No, you don't never change that.
I don't never change
You don't
that.
change that. If you just go down to strictly PL and PD, you know, you can go up on personal automobiles. You can go up to $1 million.
Okay.
For liability coverage. After that, then you have to buy an umbrella.
All right. So that's I always want to keep with that number you said. I'm gonna keep
Right.
that. But like certain things I want to lower when the vehicle's older. Like, but I'm gonna keep those two numbers right.
Yeah, but comprehensive coverage, collision coverage, you always look at, well, in the event the car got demolished, what is the insurance going to pay me for the vehicle?
Yeah, if it's tore
okay? But the no fault, which is your property damage and personal liability, regardless of how old the car is,
You want that.
those numbers stay the same.
Keep that 100 and 300
Minimum.
So you heard that,
Yep.
audience? So like this is a great golden nugget. Keep the 100, 300, and you can play with the other numbers.
And don't be afraid to go to 500. Take a look at, ask your agent, if I went to 500,000 in coverage on my PL and PD, what would it cost me? And you'll be amazed. It will be over a matter of 6 months. It'll probably be $10.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Okay, versus having to deal with that in court.
Okay. Well, I'm Chauncey Williams.
And I'm Tony Williams.
This is What Do I Do Now? Your guide to credit, debt, and planning for financial success with 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat.